Mortal Kombat is an interesting franchise culturally. There seems to be some thought to some lore and characters, but it gets glamorized by people who just want to see gore. Ew. Those people are kind of annoying. If you like Mortal Kombat for the game mechanics or you think the universe is cool, alright. But some nerds, they just act like,
Isn't it just cool how that guy had his spine shoved up his ass?
no. Go to a fucking psych ward, fuckwad. I'm not saying Mortal Kombat shouldn't have violence. It's a fighting game, you know? It needs to be intense. I just think the most vocal part of the fan base should see more into it. Whatever, I'm not even a big Mortal Kombat fan. I don't give a shit. Uh, I did see the 90s Mortal Kombat movie. A lot of fuckwads shit on that movie for not being a total gore fest, but I thought it was alright. I tried to ignore the critique of datedness because it's ultimately unfair. Like, imagine watching Kojo and saying,
Ugh, this movie is so dated. She could just call on her cell phone.
bitch, it was 1983. Why don't you also tell Lewis and Clark to take their Jeep, you fucking idiot? For 1995 standards, Mortal Kombat looks fine. While the goofy premise is easy to make fun of, I respect its creativity, or at least taking the creative aspects of the games into film or whatever. The movie is pretty cheesy, but there were some nice things. Some of the small banter is nice, and that scene where Liu Kang says goodbye to his brother was pretty fucking powerful. Decent movie, never saw the squeakquel. Anyway, the new Mortal Kombat movie is kind of alright, I guess. It's like a chessboard with the right pieces, but it's just scattered across. I thought some of the scenery, especially that ice interior at the end, was pretty cool. The special effects, for the most part, were good. The acting is acceptable, blah blah blah. It's Mortal fucking Kombat. It was entertaining. However, the pacing was complete ass and not the good kind. For example, there was a big fight of the protagonist versus the antagonist, and it cuts to show each different fight of each character in the fighting whatever land. Now, this is perfectly fine, but the problem is that it also cuts to this Cole Young character fighting Goro at a house nowhere close to the fighting arena. So ultimately, it just makes it all feel so insignificant with such quick cuts side by side. Now, the Cole Young character, a lot of people are shitting on. He does kind of seem like a dude who walked off the set of Riverdale. I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan, so I wasn't too really butthurt with this character taking screen time, but maybe he shouldn't have been number one. You know, maybe he shouldn't have been the number one main character in this movie. Okay, but I'm not gonna get mad. There is this really like unintentionally funny scene of him trying to save his wife and daughter who are trapped in ice, and his idea of saving them is just fucking punching the fuck out of the ice. He is kind of like a little Mac, you know. He's like little Mac from Smash, where all he does is just fucking punch, you know. There is a character everyone loves, and it's the Aussie. Real talk, Australian humor or Australian banter has kind of became a tad lamer ever since Australian people realized they had a reputation for banter. So now it feels like every Australian guy in a chat room feels obligated to be a bant master or troll despite not having the skills to do so. But we cannot forget that some Aussies are the ultimate bant masters, and Kano, whatever, is a fucking scene stealer. Like, yeah, he's a big fucking asshole, but he was funny and entertaining. Sonya Blade was alright. There's this really funny scene that was unintentional where she does like the slow mo kick to this lizard dude, and that lizard dude just knocks her the fuck out. Made me laugh. And I think that does bring like a problem with this movie. It's just so unintentionally hilarious, like extremely. Like you got intentionally funny with Kano, but everything else is pretty unintentionally funny, and that does bring a problem with the film. I mean, you also have Scorpion. It's not like his acting was terrible for the movie. It's just funny when he takes off his mask and immediately puts it back on for dramatic effect 5 times in 5 minutes. Like, either keep it or leave it, dude. I'm trying to think of a COVID-19 joke, but I can't. I could go on and on with the characters, and I think most of them were pretty stylish, at least. I don't fucking know. So I thought the movie was alright. It's a bit of a popcorn flick. It could have been way better. It felt kind of poorly paced, but I'm not really a fan of the games. So I'm not butthurt. It's just whatever. It's Mortal fucking Kombat.